Hello everybody, my name is Father Anthony Mangello and I'm the pastor of St. Anne's Church here in Bethlehem, the Christmas City. And this is our edition of Cooks with Collars, the third course. I'm so happy to be with you today, and because we're Cooks with Collars, the third course, I decided that I would prepare for you a third course, that is dessert. And it's a very simple dessert. It's biscotti. It's my mother's old Italian recipe, Mama Mangello's perfect biscotti. So I'm going to show you how to make the biscotti. And here are the ingredients that we start with. There are essentially two different phases of the recipe. We start out by taking 1 stick of margarine and 1 cup of sugar, and we cream the margarine with the sugar. So we take that, put the margarine into our mixer, and we cream 1 cup of sugar, 3 eggs, and the flavorings. I want to tell you a little bit about the flavorings. This recipe kind of evolved by Mama Mangello. It started out as a recipe that required 2½ teaspoons of anise. But I guess one day my mother didn't have enough anise, so she decided to add some other things to it instead. So the modified recipe is actually 1 teaspoon of anise. This is the secret to Mama Mangello's biscotti that's very different from anyone else's. So we put 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon of orange extract, and 1/2 teaspoon of lemon. So you have lemon, orange, anise, and vanilla. Okay, so we mix all that together. And then we begin with the dry ingredients. This is already mixed. The dry ingredients are simply 2½ cups of flour with 2 tablespoons of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of iodized salt. Then we take a big spoon and we mix this all in. There we go, 1 spoonful at a time. That is the batter. Okay, so the batter is ready to go, and now what we do next is we let the batter sit for just a minute or so. And so that I know that I have a minute or so to let that batter sit, I usually sing a little song. I've got a minute, just a little minute, I have only got a minute, just a minute, I have only got a minute, that is all the time I have to sing this tiny little minute waltz. It isn't easy, but I'll try, and then I've got to say goodbye, but first I'll take a minute and put in every note that Chopin wrote, and thus I'll sing a little minute waltz, and hope that I can sing with no faults. Although it's difficult, I'll give it every last breath that I've got within my body, hope that my performance won't be very shoddy, singing every note will not do wonders for my throat, I probably will land a horse. Of course I will have done it, and the wager that I made I will have won. It's not the money, but the satisfaction that I get from winning money on this silly kind of bet. Though this kind of solo wasn't his intention, Chopin isn't here to make an intervention, so with your permission and no intermission, I will sing each note that composer wrote. As you can hear, my trilling isn't very thrilling, but no one can say I wasn't very willing to attempt a thing that's not been done and just for fun, to sing a minute waltz. As I sing, the seconds fly, all too soon the minute waltzes by, and now I ask you, where am I? Halfway through the tune, and I'm falling far behind. I have less than 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds, less than 30, less than half a minute. I have less than 30 seconds, I have less than half a minute to complete this little minute waltz. On every note that's in this small while, the sands of time I know are pouring. Let me win my bet, and I'll run with more money down to some big store, and there I'll buy a honey of a trophy for myself to put upon the shelf to show the world I won. Oh, the second hand is rushing round the dial. Lo, I'd like to end this torture with a smile, unless someone knows how to stop the clock before they see me cry, before I'd say goodbye. 8 little measures to complete the song, but I'm afraid my little lungs will burst before too long. If only I can last the scale, I won't have failed to sing a little minute waltz. And that's it. That's just about the amount of time that we need for this batter to rest. So, here's the batter. We're going to take the batter and we are going to move it onto a baking sheet. And on the baking sheet, I usually have to wet my hands. That's the thing I've discovered after a while. After working and fighting with sticky hands to form the loaf, I discovered that it works best if you have a little bit of water on your fingers. And you work it into one loaf that should be about an inch high and about 3 inches wide and maybe 6 to 8 inches long. And then we pop the little lady into the oven at 350 degrees for 25 minutes. And after those 25 minutes, you have a beautiful loaf all ready to go. Now this loaf is not quite ready yet because we have one more big job to do, and that is to slice it into the biscotti, slice them down, and then we put them back in the oven to toast. There we go. Lay them on their sides like that. Put them back in the oven for, about 5 minutes at a time. The ends, the little pieces are my little treat that you eat at the end, because it's really good. And there you have the biscotti. They go back in the oven for about 5 minutes. They come out, they're toasted, they're absolutely delicious. Thank you so very much for joining me. I hope you vote for me. This is a big fundraiser for St. Anne's Church, so please help us out by voting for me to make this a successful Cooks with Collars. With that, I'm signing off. God bless you all. Thanks so much.